Boss expected me to cancel a 3-day trip out of state last minute with zero financial compensation. My wife and I had been wanting to go on a big trip for Mardi Gras since we had started dating. We aren't Catholic, just like to party lol. After we both got decent jobs at the same location, no less, we were able to save up and put money into this trip. At last I informed my ASM and the newly hired SM about this trip well in advance, and neither had a problem with it. An SM tells me they will talk to DM about getting coverage for the trip. Well, a few days before the trip, ASM quits. And my SM finally brings up our trip to DM after ASM quits. And DM tells SM, we will just have to be understanding of the situation and cancel our trip. SM doesn't tell me this until the night before we're set to leave. Evidently they don't have enough coverage from other stores to cover our shifts. But despite this they would give us zero compensation for canceling our trip. And we would be losing all the money we had already put into it. We had booked an upscale hotel ahead of time and it was too late to get that money back. My wife and I had already been contemplating getting another job at this point. But I was holding on for the chance at a promotion and a pay raise. After that, though, no amount of money is worth the complete disregard for our lives. Expecting us to just brush it aside to prioritize work. We both submitted our resignations immediately and went on that trip. And yes, it was a lot of fun. Currently looking for new jobs that will pay better and have more respect for our time. Why would you resign? Just let them dismiss you and then file for UI. Excellent. Glad to hear you were able to stand up for yourselves. You've done yourselves and your fellow workers a great service. Glad you went on your trip. I'm in awe of how many companies expect people to cancel personal events for them. Just because we work there doesn't mean they own us. Mardi Gras is Catholic? Didn't know that. I very rarely travel due to my job. But I told my ex-boss last June I was taking a trip last week of October. She said okay. We were an incredibly small company, so it's not so easy to miss work or take time off. Now, her father-in-law passed beginning of August and said she'd be out of town either last weekend in September or first weekend of October for the funeral. Okay, that's fine and understandable. Then she tells me it's the week I'm supposed to be out of town. Well, that sucks, but obviously hers is more important, so I cancel my trip. I was able to get an airline credit but lost my money on hotel and car. The reason I bring this up is because when I quit in January she said she didn't feel like me and my friend who also quit, and we were her only workers, cared enough about her father-in-law passing. Really, lady? I canceled my trip, took a financial loss you didn't compensate me for so you could go out of town instead. Made you and your husband a cheesecake when I found out he passed. And you're holding a grudge that we didn't care enough about someone we had never met? It was so bizarre. We'll need an update with the response emails or texts. I want to see their attempt at poetry while expressing their disappointment in you or whatever they come up with. A man of the people. New Orleanian here. It was a great MG. Hope y'all enjoyed yourselves. We both submitted our resignations immediately and went on that trip. Oof. Why did you do that? In many states that means that you both cannot claim unemployment if you have trouble finding a new job. For others reading this thread, don't do that. Simply refuse to cancel your trip and go anyway. Come back to work after the trip like nothing happened. Then start looking for a new job. In situations like this, always make them fire you. Never quit over disagreements like this one. Why didn't you let them fire you? Because, as horribly understaffed as they were, they wouldn't have fired us. We would have been written up and I probably would have been demoted. Saves more money and more face for them while also putting us in our place. If they didn't fire my ASM, which I can't go into too much detail about, but let's just say they shouldn't have even been hired in the first place. They definitely would not have fired my wife and I. The only way out of that hellhole was to quit. And even though we can't get on UE, we still have food banks in the area. We are both artists who can temporarily support ourselves on commissions money while looking for a more stable job. Basically, it's about the principle of not letting employers put their thumb down on you. Recognizing your worth and knowing your options. I wouldn't have quit if I didn't know I had these support systems in place beforehand. Call in sick for 3 days. What are they going to do with only one store manager left? Fire you and make it worse, or write you up and you continue on? Don't answer your phone. You're in bed recovering, of course. Start putting out those applications now. DM tells SM, we will just have to be understanding of the situation and cancel our trip. SM doesn't tell me this until the night before we're set to leave. Evidently they don't have enough coverage from other stores to cover our shifts. But despite this, they would give us zero compensation for canceling our trip. And we would be losing all the money we had already put into it. We had booked an upscale hotel ahead of time and it was too late to get that money back. Having been in that sort of situation before, my response was, this trip has cost me amount of money, including all travel for myself and anyone I'm with, and it's too late to refund it. And I'm sure everyone will expect at least dollar amount compensation for missing their planned vacation with me and the loss of their vacation time, which it's too late for them to get back. How will company be paying us back for it? And to whom do I give the bill? If they can't give me an answer then and there, my response is, then I'm taking the trip and I'll see you after as planned. Although realistically, at this point I just don't take any communication from the company from the moment I walk out the door before my vacation to the moment I'm back. They want a call to tell me it's off? Too bad. I don't take their call and don't listen to the message until I'm back. They want to send email? Too bad. I don't check it while I'm away. They want to send a text? Too bad. I went to visit my father, and there's no cell service at his home, so I didn't bother to bring it. They want to discipline me for not canceling my vacation? Too bad. I will be suing them for fraud for saying I could take it and then punishing me for taking it. What does being or not being Catholic have to do with it? Out of pure curiosity, did you ever talk to the DM directly or bring it up with him? Also, never resign, get fired, and get UI. We aren't Catholic. Just like to party, lol. You're in luck. I can assure you there is nothing Catholic about drinking yourself stupid and flashing your tits at strangers for plastic beads. Sorry you missed the Mardi Gras this weekend. It was so much fun. The parade had over 200 floats this year and the Prime Minister walked as well. Hope you are able to come next year if you are able to get your work situation sorted. It was World Pride in Australia this year, so there were so many people here.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.